Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today in a very late night episode. Somewhat unintentionally, but you know, a bit of procrastination, a bit of just, you know, didn't feel like right times, and we're recording now instead. Yeah, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. It'll probably be a shorter episode, as you can might imagine. I'm recording this quite a bit later than I probably should be. Just didn't feel like the right time, to be honest. What should I talk about? I got a new phone charm arrived today. Good evening, everyone. Well, I'll get one. We'll get into that. I'm here with a late night broadcast. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 2 AM on what should be Friday, August 15th, 2025. Yeah, I got a new phone charm today. Like, a phone charm, but I was going to put on my new phone case. Which, by the way, how's that going? I don't know. They've not said anything. I followed up today, just being like, hey, you know, can you like literally tell me any information whatsoever about what's going on? Because I've neither got a refund, nor are they going to send a phone, nor can I buy the phone again. So I've just been like, you know, it's a bit, you know, hope you can understand the frustration, I think is how I put it, where, you know, I'm basically not getting any answers whatsoever. Because it's a little bit frustrating, and, you know, I don't want to be like, you know, a very entitled customer, as I said before, but it's getting to a point where it's like, this is a little bit silly, you know. You just need to just send me a message being like, okay, this is what's happening. Like, I feel like I'm reasonably compliant, but still. Anyway, not the point. The point is, phone charm came today. It's very cute, actually. I like it. I initially was hesitant about buying it because I really liked its aesthetic. It's just something from Etsy. I think it was called like a coquettish deer or something. I don't know why they love using that word, but it's basically like a deer with angel wings, and it looks super cute. And it's an acrylic charm, and I was hesitant on buying it because I saw the dimensions. I was like, this seems pretty big for a phone charm. I don't know, I must have read the measurements wrong or something, because in my mind when I like imagined it, it was like palm size. But it's not. I mean, it'd be like small palm size, I suppose. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought, and it's actually like a much more reasonable size for a phone charm. It's not much bigger, like verticality wise, than my Minnie Mouse charm at the moment, but it's 2D, so yes, I have that. So now I've got two phone charms. I've got Minnie on one side, I've got this deer on the other, and I've got the one in the middle, which is the wrist strap. It might be a bit much, but you know, I'm living the Y2K era, as I've described it, with these phone charms. Yeah, I don't know if I've spoken about phone charms before. If I've not, I definitely should. But yeah, it's excuse me. Let's see, phone charm. Have I? I've spoken about phone charms very recently, actually. So yeah, I mean, it was smaller than I expected, which is good. It was actually genuinely good in this case. And because I bought so many phone charm straps, I just put it on the acrylic charm to use. We'll see how inconvenient it ends up being, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just sort of embracing it now, just being like, yeah, I want these like little decorations on my phone. Again, don't have a new phone to particularly put them on, but at some point hopefully that will change. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. It's cute. It's cute. What else can I say? Sorry, it's 2 AM. You know, my thought processes are probably becoming much stranger. I just, you know, I'm glad it's a weekend to a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, the fact it ended up being smaller than I expected, it was a rare positive. I feel like I don't know why I remember this. I used to listen to this radio station when I was younger, and I think it was on the way to school or something, and I genuinely don't remember the calls, but I remember one of the radio show hosts, she was talking about a time that she wanted to buy something or something off eBay. I think it was like a slide or something, like a kid's slide, like toy slide, for like babies or toddlers or whatever, like very small ones. And she bought it because she was like, whoa, it was like a deal. Or maybe it was a sled, I can't remember. And then when it got delivered, she got very confused how it was basically like a really tiny package. I mean, she opened it up and it turns out it was a model sled, which is why it was such a great price. And then she checked for sizing afterwards and it was like, oh, 2 inches tall. And she was like, oh. I can't remember if it's actually her who did it or if it's someone else who did it, and then whatever, I don't know. But ever since that story, for whatever reason, it's funny which stories stick in your mind as a child, but that one, like, as a lesson, always stuck with me to always check for sizing for things. Does it matter that much? No, probably not, but for some reason it stuck in my mind. But yeah, so I did check for sizing always. I don't know how I got it so wrong, to be honest. Maybe I can look at my phone now to see. I will say the one deficit of having phone charms on my phone is the fact that they sort of like cling together like that a reasonable amount. So my phone is now significantly noisier. But it's not that bad, like it's barely a thing. IMO. I should definitely give a review though to this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Angel Deer Coquette Charm. That's it. If you're curious about which one I particularly bought. My most expensive part was, well, actually it wasn't that expensive in itself. It was a US delivery fee, was a bit expensive, but I was like, I literally looked at it and I was like, this is perfect. If only it was from the UK or Europe or something. Yeah, length 2.5 inches. I must have read it wrong. Because in my mind, this was like 6 inches tall. But, oh, you know what I'm thinking of now? I think it... I think what actually was the case, now I think about it, is there was another charm I looked at, which was like an angel or devil deer, which was from the UK, which was a bit more reasonable for me to potentially purchase. But I think that one was 6 inches, and I didn't buy it because I was like, I can't imagine how ridiculously massive it would have been if I did. Anyway, it's been a while since I've had like an acrylic charm sort of thing. The last one I've had, I think, was I had this like bike safety awareness thing. It's a charm. No, it's the hedgehog things in the UK. There's adverts which basically like cross the road safely. You know, make sure you're well illuminated so people can actually see you. It's essentially the sort of motivation behind it. And I remember they gave out like reflectors to everyone, which at the time I didn't really understand what they were used for. Except for I do remember that the one I had was a little dinosaur, which I can only describe it as, it looked like a dinosaur in The Simpsons of Matt Groening. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not actually sure, but the person who created Simpsons. And then maybe it was. Because there is a dinosaur on that show, right? Like Rex or... No, that's Rugrats. I don't know. But that's probably like the only... I don't even know if it was acrylic or anything, mind you. But that's the only time I can particularly recall having like a plastic charm. It was just to make sure that I attached it to my school bag to make sure that I was visible at night time, essentially. But yeah. So this is, I don't know, I guess it's different. It's nice to have something a little bit different. Yeah, I can already see the future. I think the only thing that might annoy me about it is maybe I'll switch the sides it's on, or maybe I'll move the middle strap to like the side or something, because I think the plastic clicking together could get a little bit annoying, mind you. Or I might just get like a separate strap thing which I'll attach to the phone when I need to actually use a strap. I mean, to be fair, this one's actually quite easy to take off because the phone charm actually fits through the loop, while my actual phone charms don't. And to be fair, it's not Minnie and the deer which collide, they're like on the opposite sides of the phone. It's literally just the middle strap thing. But it would have been nice if this middle strap had more of like a clip which I can patch on or something, but instead it's more like a Wii remote strap. Which is not a bad thing. It makes it convenient, if anything. It probably made it cheaper to produce as well, so maybe I shouldn't be complaining about that sort of thing, but I don't know. I can just see it in the future while I'm just like, I'm trying to be a bit quiet and like click, click, click or something. I think it's worth it, you know. Aesthetic over form over function. For a lot of things on me, to be honest. And it's cute. I mean, it's just a pretty deer, to be honest. I like deers. Hence the name Dear Darling. You might say it might have been a great motivator for the name itself. Anyway, I'm just very pleasantly surprised it was actually smaller than I thought, and through no fault of my own, but the creator actually reported it correctly. It was literally, I got it confused with a different product. And I don't know how it happened. But anyway, I don't regret buying it. If that's what you're asking. I don't know why you would be. Yeah, I don't really have any other acrylic charms. The other one I have is the one I use for my keychain and to hold my keys, which I didn't buy. It was actually given to me by a friend, two friends technically, for my birthday. I don't know, it wasn't last year. I think it was last year maybe. It was something that I went to visit them essentially. We went to like this convention style thing, and we passed it, and I was like, these are pretty cute. I think my favourite one out of these was like the Vaporeon one, and they bought it for me, and I was like, that's super sweet. So yeah, I do use it for my keys. The actual plastic part of the hook thing broke off, so I do need to replace that. You know, I got one. See, but this Dear charm came with like a very cute angel wing sort of metal clasp, which obviously I can't attach my phone, so I took it off. So maybe I could put that on the Vaporeon thing and use that as my keychain from then on. I don't know. I've not really considered what I'm gonna do, to be honest. But yeah, that's that, I suppose. Acrylic charms. Have I owned other acrylic charms before? I mean, probably. It's a bit difficult, I think, to just sort of think off the top of your head if you have or if you haven't, mind you. I don't think very often. The other one I can think of actually is mainly just like souvenir keychains or something, which I've had in the past. One of them being, I don't remember why we got this. I don't know where we were afterwards, but me and my sister, we got like matching like astrology ones. I was like 4 or something, I think, when we got it. And like I got one for Virgo, she's Libra. So we got that, and I remember it just had the date ranges of Virgo on, and it like said stuff on the back of what Virgos are. I didn't even really know much or anything about astrology. I knew like conceptually what it was, but I didn't really know otherwise what it meant. So I don't really know why I got it. Probably it would have been like, oh, you know, my sister wanted it, so me just being a sibling was like, yeah, I want it too. Whether I did or not, I think is besides the point. Anyway, I used that for my keychain for a very long time. What happened to it now? I don't actually know where it ended up, mind you. It's disappeared into thin air, perhaps. No, it probably most likely is buried in a drawer somewhere, and then probably thrown away. Which maybe is sad to say, but you know, you go through different keychains. Oh, you know, that same style of keychain, very popular one, is basically, it's not really an acrylic, I don't think, but it's basically just like a plastic casing, and inside is a piece of paper. I used to get Math Olympiad keychains like that all the time, and that's what I used for my keychain ring for many years. I completely forgot about that. Like I used the one from, I don't remember which year, 2010 or something, on it, and then I got like a different one from the kangaroo paper, maybe? I don't remember. I used a red one for a while, and then I used a green one, essentially, for a while. That's the only thing I particularly remember. You might be like, why is that the part you remember? I don't really know. It just kind of is. In some very strange, weird, wacky, wonderful, one might say, way. Anyway, my point being, these acrylic charms, I don't know. They're not often a thing I buy. I do kind of like them, but I think I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with having these much more fancier stylings. You know, picking and choosing my battles, because most of the time, as I said, I do like my minimalism when it comes to displaying things. My aesthetic style leans heavy towards minimalism compared to many other things, rather than maximalism. But that doesn't mean I don't want like showy things like this sometimes. I think it's very specifically only certain things, sometimes very dependent on the situation and me and how it actually looks. But yeah, I don't know. Isn't it just interesting? Maybe it's not, I don't know. I guess I just find it a little bit interesting. Anywho, yeah, what else can we say about this? I don't really know, to be honest. Acrylic charms. I mean, very nice. I must imagine they're reasonably simple to make compared to other things. You just need to have a nice design when it's encased in acrylic. This one, it looks like it's two acrylic sort of things stuck back to each other. Maybe it's in the middle. I can't really tell, to be honest. But like acrylic standees are very common as well. Like I see them as like merch for like animes and things like very often. That sort of thing I'm not so sure about. I don't know. Not that I think are bad, but I think they're more like not for me is probably the way to put them. I don't know. They haven't appealed to me as much. But I think it's because a lot of the times they're for like specific characters or whatever reason. Not for whatever reason, I think that makes no sense, but I'm not really someone who wants to buy merchandise of characters or media properties. Weirdly. I mean, you might be like, what about this deer character? Well, this deer doesn't exist as far as I know. She's just an aesthetic character created for the sole purpose of a merchandise. Which for some reason, I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want. I don't know. I don't think there's much rhyme and reason to it. It just is what it is. Anyway, it's very cute. It's an acrylic charm. I don't know if I have had any others. I probably have at some point. But yeah, its sizing was a pleasant surprise. That's all I'd really say about that. Surprise sizing. 2.5 inch. Wait, maybe I should think. What would I put as a tagline for this? Just right. But yeah, so it worked out pretty beneficially for me. And on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here because it's late and I'm going to go to sleep. Well, soon at least. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.